are with Project Old School, the next step on the Project Old School bike. We have a plan now. $1,000 budget. I've got everything up on the whiteboard. $1,000 budget. We just got a new fork. Got this from the good people at Bike Wagon. I got the fork first because that is going to dictate what kind of front wheel I need. The size of fork height is going to dictate front end geometry, which will dictate length and stroke of rear shock I need, given of course tire clearance, so I keep my geometry right. And set this up so the thing rides proper. At the end result, I've got to be able to ride this thing and enjoy it. $1,000 budget. I spent $360 on the fork. It's a 2011 model fork, brand new. Came with everything I need to rebuild it the first time, firm and soft springs, everything. So I'm going to be able to set that up really nicely. That leaves the basic plan. I pulled the rear shock so the frame all the way collapsed, clearance for the tire. I got my measurements there, got my max measurements, squeezed out as far as it'll go, look at what angles. So I know basically what I can do as far as the rear shock goes. So that all being said, with that front shock, I'm thinking a Kevin Rissy or a Fox Air Shock rear. The 7.875 is going to be the length I go with. The 2 1/4 inch throw on the Fox shock, or on the Kevin Rissy, it's a 2.375. Depending on which way we go, on the Fox shock will be 5 9/16 inch travel rear, 180mm front, which is basically 7, so we're looking a little less than 1.5 inches difference. We can balance that really easily. On the Kevin Rissy shock, it's a 5.94, I believe it is, rear, 1 inch difference. A little easier to balance. I'm kind of leaning towards the Kevin Rissy just because I like Rissy suspension. We'll see how that goes, what I can find for the budget. But after all, the premise of the Project Old School bike, $1,000 budget, old bike, make it ride like a new one that costs twice as much or more for what we're putting into it. So with that, the basic plan, spent $360 on the fork. I've got a rear shock, at least a front wheel, because the quick release front wheel does not go with the 20mm Maxwell front axle on that. Tires, these are garbage. The shifting, I'm going to do something definitely different with the shifting on it. And of course cables and tune-up, etc. make the whole thing work proper together. That's the bare minimum that this bike is going to need. And from there, if there's any budget left, we'll dictate if we can do any more with it. It should be a really fun project, and as always, every inch of the way, we're going to video it.